Hey guys, we're doing that again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Dr. DC Smith, and I'm going to ask that you do me a favor right away. And I'm going to ask that you share immediately, because remember, there are people who may need to have this video, see this video, who might not be on my live, might not be connected to me, but they are in some way connected to you. And again, we are going to fight the bully of depression. We're going to fight the bully of holiday blues, and we're going to talk about suicide and things like that. So if you are like driving in your car and you're just listening, if you feel like this information is too sensitive, maybe for your children, then you can decide to watch it later. However, if you have teens and all of that, please, please, please go ahead and share. I just want to give a shout out. Hey, Carla. Hey, Tricia. If you don't mind, do me a favor and let me know where you're from and your name. Just say hi to me in the comment section, because I can see the comment section. And again, I'm asking early on that you would share. Thank you, Apostle Brooks. I would talk about how we tore the church house down on Sunday, but we're going to keep it to mental health today. Thank you, Apostle Brooks. So would you guys please share again? My platform that I feel like the Lord has given me is definitely to talk about things like this, mental health, depression around the holidays. Everybody is not happy. Okay. So we want to just encourage them, and we want to talk to those people today. And you may be saving a life. That's what dropped in my spirit not too many days ago, that the work that we do literally saves lives. So please don't be selfish. Share, so that you can potentially save a life. And yes, this live, I was going to do the live anyway, but then thank you so much, Carla. Thank you guys for sharing. I was going to do the live anyway, but when I saw that DJ Twitch passed away, I really felt impressed to do it. I think it really impacted the nation in a way that I think was a little surprising. It's like you see people, you just expect them to be here for a long time. And if they pass away, you just don't expect them to pass away from suicide, especially dancers and comedians, people who appear to be happy. So I will honestly say that I was going to do this anyway. I did one the last year, I think. And I'm doing one this year because many people are suffering in silence. They're struggling. They're not talking about it. And there's a phrase that says like the tears of a clown, and a lot of people who make other people laugh and smile are literally hurting on the inside. So please, again, share. Welcome, greetings. If you don't mind, can you tell me where you're from? It's going to be interactive. So I am definitely going to read your comments. And, if you have questions, put them in your comments. Share, share, share. Again, I want to start the live off by giving you resources early. I know it's Saturday. I'm only going to be here for a half an hour, just in case you all have to jump off or whatever, and you're going to watch it later. I want to give you resources for help early, and then I'm going to do it again. And yes, because I'm of the right age of 24, I am going to read them from a paper, okay? Because I have not committed all of my resources to memory. I first want to start out by giving the suicide hotline. If you feel like you are struggling mentally and you may not want to tell your inner circle, you might not want to bother them, but you know that you need to cry out for help, you can text 988. Again, you can text 988. Good morning, Katina. Thank you so much for joining in. Please share, share, share. Thank you. And guys, I can easily read your comments. So if you have questions or insights or nuggets, please add them. The other resource I want to give you guys is tell your teenagers, write it down for them, text it to them, that if they need a crisis hotline, if they need to talk, if they don't necessarily want to talk to you, if they're having those suicidal ideations or thoughts, even a plan, or especially a plan and intent, that they can text the word home, capital HOME, to 747-747. Please give your teenager, pray over them, anoint them, do what you have to do spiritually, give them these resources. Sometimes they do. I talk to teens Monday through Friday. Sometimes they do not want to talk to their parents. It is what it is. And so give them those resources. It can save their life. Again, text home to 747-747. Another resource is SAMHSA. They are the National Association of the Mental and Substance Abuse. They're a nonprofit. And that's 1-800-667-4357. They will connect you to resources. Okay. I'm going to absolutely give out this amazing company that I work for. I'm affiliated with. The owner is a believer. I'm going to say this again. The owner of the company is a believer. He is a Christian, and he is not ashamed to pray. He is not ashamed to be led by the Spirit. And this is One Telemed. I'm going to say it again. One Telemed. This particular company is all telehealth. You will get a therapist. You will get a psychiatrist or a psychiatric nurse practitioner if you need medication. One Telemed. Their number is 337-565-0843. Again, the owner is a believer. He prays over the company. He prays over the doctors. He prays for the therapist. I'm telling you that this is an amazing resource. All Telemed, if you live in the Louisiana area, across Louisiana, we can service you. Okay. NAMI is also a great resource. It's the National Alliance for the Mentally Ill. Not only do they have support for those who are struggling. Okay, I'm going to give that to you. I see it, Minister Miller. I'm going to give you that number again. If you live in the Louisiana area, I'm going to go back. One Telemed, the number is 337-565-0843. This is especially good for people with social phobia, who they have feared, of like being in large crowds, or your elderly who are struggling mentally, but they need telehealth. Teenagers who don't want to get out or what have you. Telehealth, telehealth, telehealth. Okay, we have doctors and therapists. Okay, so again, I'm going back to now NAMI. They not only support those with mental health issues, but they also support families who are dealing with family members who have mental health issues, and their number is 225-291-6262. I wanted to start the live off with giving you the resources early. So in case you have to check out, but I hope you don't, you will have those resources. And for the one of my personal favorite, you can always go to my website, www.madewhole.com. madewholecounseling.com. Again, www.madewholecounseling.com. And that's where you can find my specific resource. I provide Christian therapy. I also provide traditional, but I very much like to integrate your faith into therapy. If you would like to connect with me, www.madewholecounseling.com. Okay. And again, that last number I gave, and that's for Carla, the last number I gave is NAMI, NAMI, the National Alliance for the Mentally Ill. So let's jump into it. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I know that there are going to be hundreds that actually watch it. And again, I say thank you. If you don't mind, do I specifically take insurance? Not at this time. I am cash paid, but I do work with you. That's why I'm also offering one telemed, because they take Medicaid, they take Medicare, they take all the standard insurance if you live in Louisiana. And again, not only will you have quality therapy, but you will also have access to a doctor. So if you need mental health medication, listen, my beautiful brown people, if you need medication, take it. I'm going to say it again. If you need medication, take it. It is okay. Sometimes you might need medication for a season to get over, a divorce, grieving, multiple losses, whatever it is. Just like you would take diabetes medication, you would take high blood pressure medication. Do not be afraid to take mental health medication, okay? Don't allow people to talk you out of it. There is something for everyone. You can find things that are non-controlled substances. They can start you out with light medicine. Again, do not be afraid to take mental health medication. Talk that over with your prescriber about side effects. That's with any medicine, you're going to have side effects. And can I say this? There are also homeopathic remedies. So some doctors like to integrate taking ashwagandha or taking St. John's wort. Those things help with depression. There's certain mushrooms, not the psychedelic mushrooms, y'all, but there are certain mushrooms that actually help with depression. But I just say, get the help. Do not be afraid. So let's jump into it. Everybody who's watching, if you don't mind being honest, can you type in the chat? Because I can easily see this chat. Can you type in the chat if you are not feeling it? If you feel like the holidays are or this particular holiday, you're just not feeling it. You've been feeling kind of low. Maybe you've had a loss or two, and you're just like, I don't want to spend my money. My money is acting funny and my change is strange. Or you're just literally not feeling in the mood, you're feeling kind of low. What does holiday depression or depression look like? Now, sometimes we have situational depression. It might not need a clinical diagnosis, right? But let's talk about some of those symptoms, all right? So you might feel like sadness, crying for no reason. Side note, some people don't cry. Some people get angry. Did you know that anger can be a symptom of depression? In men especially, but also in women. You might disconnect from the things that you typically enjoy. The typical friends that you hang out with, you don't feel like talking to them. You have low motivation. You literally just want to stay in bed. Sometimes it gets very serious where you don't even want to take care of yourself. You don't want to shower. You don't want to put on makeup. Good morning, Aunt Maria. I see you. You don't want to put on makeup. You don't want to do the things that typically will lift your mood. Those are signs of a depressed mood. I'm not going to say it's major depression, but a depressed mood. If you are having thoughts of harming yourself or harming others, you have to seek help. Please, I encourage you to seek help. But if you are having those symptoms of depression, and I just listed them, sometimes, again, you might experience a change in your mood at work. You're just easily annoyed, and you see that same thing at home. You might want to stop, pause, and really examine how you feel. Okay. Depression is a bully and it's also very sneaky. It's going to sneak up on you. It's not going to jump all at you at once necessarily, but sometimes it sneaks up on you. And again, if you feel comfortable, you can write in the comments. I can see if you've experienced depression. Tell us about it. Tell us about it in the comments if you feel comfortable. Um, Other symptoms, again, could be you don't feel like doing what you normally do. You get angry quickly. You're confused. Sometimes depression causes you to not be able to focus. You want to disconnect. You want to withdraw, isolate. You just want to be left alone. You find yourself saying, leave me alone. Sometimes that can be signs of depression. Anxiety is also mixed in with feeling depressed. You're getting nervous easily. Those things, I've experienced depression. Thank you so much, Deidre. She's my college friend. Thank you so much, Deidre. And I can honestly say I have gone through bouts of depression. I've sought help. I don't have a problem saying that because your mind is a part of your body. If you had chronic back pain, you would easily go to the doctor because that there is no real stigma with that. But with depression, there's a stigma. Also, I want to share if you are going through the change of life, if you are in that middle age, I mean, I know I'm 24, but if you are going through menopause, there are studies that show depression is often linked with menopause or other changes of life. Other reasons why you might be depressed during the holiday season is grief. We have to acknowledge that some of us are grieving. We're grieving the loss of loved ones. We're grieving the loss of past experiences, possibly. If you're going through a divorce, you're grieving. I used to have a family system and now I don't. Grief is very high this year because of a myriad of reasons. Money is, not the way it used to be. And so if you're experiencing any of those things, it's good to have, first of all, acknowledge. I always coin Dr. Phil when he says you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. You have to acknowledge, I'm not okay. I think we have gotten so accustomed to faking the funk that we're not really being honest. It is okay to say, I'm not okay. And can I give y'all also this nugget? There are many people who fear crying for some reason. And I want to encourage you today. It is okay to cry. If you are grieving and you are at a family function, you can let everybody know ahead of time. Listen, if I go off and sit off, on a couch by myself and I start to cry, understand I'm comfortable with my tears. It is okay that I cry. I might need some encouragement, but then there are times I literally just want to get it out. That is okay. So today I'm going to give you some tips and some tools on what you can do to get through the holiday blues. And again, if you have a comment, if you have a tip that you say, hey, this really worked for me, definitely put it in our comment section. I will read it off because at this point we're live on Facebook and on YouTube. So your tips, your tools, what you have to say will save a life. That is what we're doing today. We are collectively saving a life. So let me give you some tips and tools. And yes, I did write them down. First of all, you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. Acknowledge the fact that this year, I'm not feeling that great, guys. Some people may know why, some people may not. But you can acknowledge, I'm not feeling that great. So if I isolate, this is what I need you to do. Get your core team together. Get the people who you know love you, who are not going to spread your business down the street and around the corner and at your workplace and at the church. Get some support teams, okay? Or get some support people. So if that's 2 or 3 people, you text them, you call them, you let them know, hey, this year I'm not feeling it, right? You tell them how they can support you. Don't leave it up to people to guess. Don't say, I was down and nobody called me. You don't have time for those games. Go ahead and tell the people that you know love you. Tell them what you need. Say, when I'm feeling down or if I withdraw, this is what I need. Just call me. Send me a scripture. Send me a meme that's funny. Send me funny videos. That's going to encourage me. Check in on me. Tell people what you need. Thank you, Carla. Yes, having support is very important. Tell people what you need, okay? I think that we try to, it's not like we play the game, but we try to figure out who really loves me or not. You don't have time for that. When you are down and depressed, and don't forget to do the hearts and the likes so this can get in front of more people, guys. When you are down and depressed, you need your tribe to know how they can support you. If your love language is, y'all, I might have to text y'all food. Y'all will know I am down and depressed. Bring me something good to eat or ice cream. Bring me some ice cream, y'all. Or make sure that the, what is it called? DoorDash comes to my door with some hot French fries. Tell your tribe what you need. Katina Brooks says, yes, don't make people guess. Please, I have to encourage you, do not make people guess what it is that your heart and your mind needs. So please do us a favor and go ahead and tell your tribe what you need. Okay, manage your expectations. That's nugget number 2. Do not expect people to call you. Do not expect people to text you. Do not expect for them to leave amazing gifts at your door. Tell your tribe what you need. Lower your expectations for humans, because please understand, people are going through battles that you know nothing about. Sometimes when people don't call, people don't text you, it is not personal. It is that people are struggling with battles that you know nothing about. And sometimes absent from the sight is absent from the thoughts. I don't really see you a lot, so I'm not thinking about you. It's not that I don't love you. So please, guys, manage your expectations. If you want certain people to call you, call them. Call them, guys. Call them and tell people what you need. So thank you. Thank you so much thank you, Dion Beckett, my daughter. Thank you for being on this live. Manage your expectation. Thank you, Laura. Yes, manage your expectations. Tell people what you need. Again, another nugget is volunteering your time. If you have the energy, hey, Renee, hey, guys, if you have the energy, volunteer your time. It will make you feel better when you give, when you go out and feed the homeless. Volunteering your time and energy to help support other people who need help will make you feel good. The only nugget I'm going to add to this is when you do that, make sure that you have a healthy wellness plan for when you get home. When you volunteer your time, it gives you the rush of energy. You feel so good about yourself. You feel like you're doing God's work. The angels are singing. The happy hormones have let down in your brain, right? But sometimes what happened is, as we're traveling back to our our home, and we get there, sometimes, I said depression is a bully. Depression will meet you at the door like, hey, girl, what's up? Oh, you was happy? Watch me fix this. Okay? So remember, you need to also have a plan for when you get home. So you go out and volunteer. As you're driving, have a plan. You know what? Instead of me going right home, I'm going to go visit my funny friend. I'm going to keep this good, positive space. I'm going to keep this good space in my life for the rest of the day. When you get home, have coping skills ready for you to use. I'm going to watch my favorite Netflix show, something upbeat, not the depressing kind. If you lonely for Christmas, you might not want to watch all of the Lifetime movies that's going to make you feel like, I wish I had a boo in my life. No, you want to use things that make you happy. So you might want to do a Kevin Hart comedy show or something on Netflix. Have a plan for the rest of that day. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Volunteering is amazing. Yes, I love to volunteer. Volunteering will make you feel better, but have a plan for the rest of that day, literally until you go to bed. I'm also going to add a little nugget in here that is not in my notes. I understand that we are all, most of my platform is Christian based. And sometimes people, include alcohol in their Christian lifestyle. That is up to you. That is not me to judge, for me to judge. I want to encourage you, if you are really feeling down and depressed. You don't want to use alcohol or other substances as a way to cope. Okay, that's the only thing I want to say about that. You don't want to use it as a way to cope, because what happens is it's like, oh, a wine here, wine there, wine goes into mixed drinks goes into team turn up. Okay, and you don't want to do things in your depressed state that you're going to regret when you come out of it. Can the church say amen? And I find that this is important to say on all platforms. You don't want to use substances, alcohol included, as a way to cope. Like, oh, I have a bottle of wine, I'm going to just drink it by myself, and then I might do this. And you don't want to do that, because it will start to be a coping skill. And again, depression is a bully. Depression and alcohol will team up like, you got her today, I got her today. So you want to make sure that you are using healthy coping skills. Okay. Next, plan ahead your activities. Katina Brooks is saying, Dr. Katina Brooks is saying, occupying your time serving others is a double-fold reward. It is for you and the other person. Have a plan. Watch a comedy show, bubble bath, things that make you happy. Yes, yes. Oh, she was repeating what I was saying. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to also add to that before I move on to my next. Do not be afraid. Do not let spooky people tell you not to meditate. The Bible says, meditate on my word. Do not allow spooky people to tell you not to meditate. Sometimes you need to get quiet. You need to read positive things. You need to read scriptures. Sitting quiet can do one or two things. It might trigger, for some people, racing thoughts and thoughts that you don't want. But as you learn to meditate, you will learn to control the unwanted thoughts and focus in on the positive thoughts, right? Don't be afraid to stretch. Now, some people say, Lady D or Dr. D, I don't do yoga. That's your preference. But stretching your body will actually relieve the tension out of your body. Okay. Have you ever noticed, like right now, I want everybody on here to notice if your shoulders are up. Notice if your shoulders are relaxed. You will find that you will actually have to relax your shoulders. A lot of women hold tension right here, and we're often like this. And so I'm going to encourage you, put your feet flat on the floor if you're not laying down, and just relax. Try to relax your facial expressions. And you will see that you're often more tense than what you think that you are. Okay. So again, don't be afraid to meditate. Don't be afraid to stretch your body as a part of your self-care routine, and it's a part of your way of making yourself feel better. Next, plan ahead activities. I'm going to tune this part up. There is power in the word no. You are not obligated to go to every family function. You are not obligated to go to every church function. I'm going to say it. You're not obligated to go to every community function. Sometimes when you are not feeling well, you need to push yourself to kind of be social, just so that you don't get in that funk and stay there. But for some people, doing their self-care practices at home makes them feel better. And sometimes social settings force you to engage, and you still feel uncomfortable. So I'm going to encourage you, plan out the things that you want to do. December is, and January is filled with things. In January, we know everybody wants to motivate you. I'm going to be the one too. I'm going to motivate you in January, right? Plan the things that you want to do and use the power of the word, not this time. And see, my grandmom taught me, put a little sugar on it. So I'm not one to just say no. I'm the one to say, oh, honey, I would love to, but I have another obligation. I'm going to put a little sugar on it, because I'm not trying to insult. I'm just trying to take care of myself. Okay. Another nugget is, when you are grieving the loss of someone who is very significant, honor the things that they would do. So example, if Deidre says, no, not this time, that's very good. And Carla says, hold on, social settings are triggers for some. It really is. It makes them anxious. Like, oh my God, I got to get dressed and go out here. So instead of doing that all the time, decide which activities you're going to participate in. The next one is the grief. If you are grieving a loved one this year, honor something that they would do around this time of year. If they were high on volunteering, go volunteer in their honor. If they were the ones that made a specific food or dressed up like Santa Claus or really did special things for the children, honor their memory. Maybe ask another loved one or you yourself then take on that role so that their memory, doesn't really die or their traditions don't die with them. Also, honor them. Create a space for the ones that you are longing for, the ones that you miss. Create space to grieve. Don't let anybody tell you don't cry. Oh, don't sit in this house and be unhappy. I get that. But create space for it. Say, you know what? Christmas Eve, I have off work. I'm going to do this. Maybe I'll go visit the grave, or I might not do that. Maybe I'll go and do something in their honor, but create the space for that person. If it's an uncle, my favorite uncle, or have you, this is what he would do. I'm going to create space. I'm going to gather up the children and the family, and this is how we're going to honor him. We're going to, do some kind of arts and crafts to remember him, and then hang the arts and crafts on the Christmas tree. Create space to grieve. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do that. If you are in family functions and you guys are grieving, please, I encourage you. If you become overwhelmed and you want to cry, cry. You don't have to run to the bathroom. You don't have to cry. Other people might feel comfortable with your tears, but you let them know ahead of time, I'm comfortable. And right now, I just miss my loved one. Go ahead and let it out. Go ahead and create that space and cry. And then the comedian of the family is always going to figure out a way to make you laugh afterwards, for the most part. Okay? So when you are grieving, create those memories, create that space, do things that will honor their love, honor their traditions. Do that. And then I'm going to encourage you, another nugget, create new traditions in your family. If you are feeling kind of low, money is funny or whatever, create inexpensive traditions in your family. Just having a new project often helps people to feel better about the holidays. Just creating something. Here's a new tradition we're going to do. We're all going to decorate the tree together. Or right before we open up gifts, we're going to go and feed the hungry. Before we do this, we're going to pray. Whatever the new tradition is, create those new traditions. And I'm going to say it again, limit social. Okay. Yes, this is true. Hey, Brenda McCove, I love you. Create new traditions. So I want to encourage you. Renee says, cooking and making sure food looks pretty on a plate helps me remember and to keep my mom's memory alive. I love that. I love that so much. And I'll share a memory. My grandmom, she was my paternal grandmother, was the matriarch of our family. And so the dinner setting for Christmas was second to none. Goldware, gold forks, spoons, knives, goblins. The table had to be dressed like Sunday morning church. Let me tell you something. And so we carried on that tradition. Thank you so much, Renee, because that reminded me. We carried on that tradition. My father does it. So we have a nice spread of beautiful decor. And I brought my husband. Of course, he met my grandmama and all of that. But when he saw that, he loved, my husband's a little fancy. He loved the goldware. So now we do that at our own house. So please create those traditions for your loved ones that are gone. And again, create that space. Honor your loved ones. Create that space for them. Tell children funny stories about them. I also wanted to address my single ladies out there, my single men who are like, this is another year I'm single and I'm over it. And we kind of take that lightly, but their depression, again, is a bully. So for some of our people who are divorced or single, you might honestly get depressed during the holidays. Like, That is a real thing. Do not let people minimize it like, child, you just single, you ain't dead. Don't allow people to minimize that. And again, press the hearts and the likes and the share. Please press the share button. If you're feeling like I'm single, I really want, a family. I thought I was going to have my boo by now. Like, I'm over this. You can really get sad and depressed because of that. And I'm going to encourage you to use some of the tips and the tools that we discuss here. And because I love the singles so much, I'm also going to encourage you. Don't be afraid to go out into different social settings. Sometimes you're looking around for opportunities, for relationships in your same community, and it's the same community. So don't be afraid to, travel to Texas or travel to another location to network, go to networking just to do something different to get out of the funk. Especially if you're single with no children, you don't necessarily have to keep traditional Christmas. You can say, hey, I'm going to go on a trip. I'm going to take a trip away. And, hey, I'll give my gifts to my family, but I'm going to take a trip. They have a song that I learned down here in the South. What do the lonely do for Christmas? And Joy says, I'm letting them out of the closet for Christmas. Joy, that's a family secret. Shh. So yes, Renee says, yes, I get it in when I'm down. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Renee. What you mean? Oh, okay. I think Renee means she takes trips. What you mean you get it in when you're down, Renee? Ma'am. Okay, so LaRonda Joy says, with kids, I'm going in a trip. That's right, with your kids. If you are divorced or you have kids and you're single, take trips. Do not allow the usual to remain. Love on your family. Tell your family, hey, this year I'm out. Go to Atlanta, go to Florida, go to other places where you could potentially meet somebody. Join groups, whereas you guys will meet up at a certain location. Go take trips, guys. Go see the world. It's bigger than your local area. And I know I'm a little bit over my time. So when you are single, and please maximize on your coping skills so that you are not in the house just brooding over, I wish I had a boo. Because there are other people who have a boo that's like, oh, I wish I didn't have a boo. So definitely use those coping skills. Get yourself out there and find ways to enjoy life. Again, meet up, go visit somebody else's church, for a moment and say, maybe my boo is not at my church. Maybe I could go just visit, dress up real cute, go to social and community events, volunteering, enjoy your life. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Dr. Tanya. Definitely, try your best not to allow bully to hold you, not to allow depression to hold you so tight around the holidays. You're going to fight depression with taking those trips. Do your coping skills. Do what you need to do in order to really enjoy your life. What else? Oh, I have some more nuggets really quick. Create a gratitude jar. So get a mason jar or something in your house. And if you have kids, hey, Paulette Davis, how you doing? Love you. If you have like a mason jar or if you have children, create a gratitude box. And when you're feeling down, write it out. I'm talking about when you get home, take off your shoes, go to the jar, say, I've had a rough day. You're going to go to that gratitude jar or box, and you're going to write the things that you're grateful for. Lord, if you're a Christian, Lord, I thank you that I'm alive and breathing. I'm glad that, thank you for allowing us to all come home at the same time. I am grateful for life. I'm grateful for health. I am grateful for the little finances I have. I'm grateful for it. Just create a gratitude jar and make yourself write out the things that you are grateful for. I know this sounds corny and very elementary, but when I tell you it works, it works. The other thing I'm going to encourage you to do is move. Listen, y'all, exercising, dancing, moving your body releases the happy hormones in your brain. If you are a nurse or in the medical profession, please make a comment. Listen, guys, moving your body parts, dancing, jumping around, being silly will make you feel better. It releases the happy hormones in your brain, which is what you need to be released. This is how we're going to fight depression. Move your body. Cut on a YouTube video. Cut on your favorite song. I don't care about the stuffy Christians. You cut on your favorite song, and you dance to it. You boogie down. And for those of us who can't dance, you do the old school way. You figure it out. Move your body parts. And if you're like me, super churchy, you are welcome to cut on your favorite praise break and go to town. Go to town in your house. Do you hear me? Moving. Renee says, I thought you meant move as in a new state. No, Renee, everybody can't move to a new state or city. Move your body. Move your body parts. Joy, me and Josh dance every day at work. We also set time aside to dance. Dancing definitely helps. I'm telling you that these things sound corny. Why do you think children are so happy for the most part all the time? They are constantly moving. I will look at my son and he's over there smiling. You can see that his mind is going. That is because he ran up the steps, down the steps, up the steps, and down the steps. So he has been released all of the happy hormones in his brain. Move your body parts. Also, go outside and be one with nature. I just finished dancing. Okay, Dr. Tanya. Wait a minute. You probably did the holy dance, right? Or did you? Were you boogieing down, Dr. Tanya? Also, go outside. Now, this is going to sound, strange to people who don't do this, but there's a technique that's called grounding. And you go outside, you take your shoes off, you put your feet on the grass, or you lay in the grass. And you just lay there, or you just stand there, and you just take in the atmosphere. The oxygen that's coming from the trees and the plants will make you feel better. I know this sounds strange, but if you take these tips and do them, if they're weird to you, I want you to inbox me, text me. If you have my personal number, text me and say, I tried it and I actually liked it. Sometimes we have to slow down. Of course, I know I just said dancing, but sometimes grounding helps. Going outside, taking those deep breaths. Dr. Tanya said, boogie down and move your body. Okay, she was boogieing down, y'all. Tina Lloyd says, I dance in the doorway of the school and welcome my kids into the building. They love it, and so do I. Listen, back to dancing before we talk about grounding. Yes, dancing and moving around makes you feel good. When you are at work and you are annoyed, I know this sounds weird, find a place you could do like 5 jumping jacks. When people are getting on your nerves and you feel that bully of depression trying to come in, move your body. Move your body. Now I'm going to go back to grounding. Grounding. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. I didn't know you grounded. Well, that's right. You're a social worker. Of course you do. So going outside, guys, putting your feet in the grass and inhaling nature will make you feel better. We are from, if you're a Christian, you believe that we are from the dust of the earth. That means the dirt of the earth. So we are actually a part of the earth, and the earth is actually a part of us. That's why we wash every day, because we're getting the dirt off. We are a part, and we are made from the dust of the earth, right? Not to give a Bible study, but going back. So go outside and be one with nature. Put your actual bare feet in the grass. Inhale, sit outside on your porch. Inhale the outside. You'll get clarity. You'll actually get ideas. Learn to have that quiet time with nature. I'm telling you, it's a tipping tool that you will love. Last tipping tool, we made it through, guys, is if you are truly struggling with depression, we definitely are encouraging you to get help, but I'm also going to encourage you to limit your social media intake. Sometimes comparing yourself to other people on social media does more harm than good. If you agree, press some hearts and share this video. Comparing yourself to people on social media will do more harm than good and make you feel like everybody else is succeeding and I'm failing. Everybody else is married and happy and have children and big houses and cars, and they're failing. I want to be very clear. There are people on social media who will find a car in a parking lot and say, look at what God blessed me with. Do not believe social media. It is a fake and a fraud. Can I repeat that? Social media is a fake and a fraud. You look at, you look at you're pulling your fat belly and you're looking at somebody else like, oh my gosh, she has the perfect shape. No, she has really great shapewear. And so can you. So remember, on social media, we're going to show you what we want to show you. And I'm making a joke, but people are going to show you what they want you to see. A couple can literally just get finished having a big drag out, knockdown argument. But when they say, okay, let's take a picture, like, you cannot believe what you see. Social media is a fraud. So if you know that you struggle with that spirit of comparison, limit your social media intake. It is not always what you see. Oh, look at my happy family. We all have matching pajamas. You don't know if they had to sell something to buy those matching pajamas. And here you are with a wonderful bank account. Try your best to limit it and try not to compare. Renee said, yes, ma'am, my girl will be thangin'. Let me tell you something. Y'all might admire people's shape. They have shapewear, double stuffed bras, and everything else that'll make you look like a nice little hourglass. So you don't have to feel down. Just go to Amazon and go purchase some items. And this has not been funded by Amazon, but that's a free plug. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the nuggets. You can go back and look at the replay, but I am going to ask that you do me a favor. Please share. If you are feeling suicidal, if you are having transient suicidal thoughts, what does that look like? That looks like, I wish I wasn't born. I wish I wasn't here. If you are thinking like that, please get help. I gave the hotlines earlier today, and I'm going to do it again. The suicide crisis line is, you could call or text 988. You could do it right now. Okay. To your teenagers, to you could text the word home, HOME, to 747-747. These are 24 hours, 7 days of the week hotlines. I also gave resources at the beginning of the live to One Telemed. It's a telehealth company here in Louisiana. NAMI in Louisiana. Samsung is nationwide. I gave that number, and I gave SAMHSA is a nationwide, and I also gave my website. Okay, feel free to inbox me if you like, Lady D, hey, I need help. Can you connect me? And I definitely will connect you. Thank you, Tina. Letitia, shout out to the big girls. So we cute too. Oh, listen, wait a minute. Tisha, I'm the big girl in my mind. Shout out to all the big girls and the big girls. I had this talk with my children. Great, Dr. Cross. Thank you. Listen, give your teenagers, and I'm going to say it again before I go, give your teenagers resources. I talk to teenagers every week, guys. They are not telling you everything. I promise. They are not telling you everything. Do not let them just go out there willy-nilly. Give them the suicide hotline, give them the crisis hotline, connect them to a therapist. It is okay. If you don't have insurance, or if you don't have traditional, there are thousands, millions of places that accept Medicaid and Medicare. Please connect your teens to a therapist outside of you, so that they don't feel like, oh, the therapist got to tell my parents. Like, you need to connect your children to help and resources. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful and a blessed day. Again, you can reach me at www.mayhocounseling.com. Please share this video. It could literally save a life. That is what we're doing these days. We are saving lives. I wish, and I will end it with this, I wish that I was a friend of Twitch. I wish that he was able to watch. I'm about to cry. Like, I wish he was able to watch a video that said, don't take your life. We love you. We care about you. Millions of people. I wish he had this resource so that he would know his children need him and he would not have committed suicide. Please save someone's life. Hug on them, love them. Tell people that they mean something to you. I didn't know I was going to cry, guys, but I wish somebody would have gotten a hold of DJ Twitch and would have told him life is worth living and you can get past this. I love you. I want you to be here to see the promises of God manifest in your life. So please, 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 I beg you, if you need help, get the help. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And I pray in Jesus' name that you guys will know how special you are, how valuable you are, and how much you are loved. And I pray safety over you, and I pray for mental wellness and healing over you. I love you. This is Dr. D. Smith. I'm comfortable with my tears. Have a great day. Have a wonderful day. I love you so much. Bye.